Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, Hashem, Yahawashi, Hashem, Merakakwadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles, a great millstone. Shalom to my Akim Wakwathim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. This is Brother Kawakap coming at you with no lesson. Oh, actually, let me get this. Fuck. So, basically, Marvel. All right, I was just thinking about something because I had done a lesson before on Stan Lee basically saying how he made Galactus basic God. All right, I'll say that instead, and he made Silver Surfer supposed to be Lucifer, a fallen angel, or some shit like that. And on top of that, I was thinking about the comparison between stuff like the DC universe, Marvel universe, and anime like Dragon Ball Z, because Dragon Ball Z is like the only anime that I know that's like that has super broken like godly powers, quote unquote. Let's say godly powers, because in actuality it's like you when you think about these when you think about like godly powers, all right, you think of something that's just broken. That's just something like that. You just at the thought of something, you can snap your fingers, or you don't even need to snap your fingers, but you can just think of something, and something just happens because you wanted it to happen. Like you manipulating the world and bending the world to your will. That's basically my idea of like godly powers and stuff like that. So as a result of that, you know, the big thing that I really I take issue with Marvel specifically, because I don't know about, I do take issue with DC as well, but the thing is that I don't know if this is what they're actually. I don't know if anyone has ever came out and like flat out said it, so I can't fully say, you know, oh, I absolutely hate. I don't like it as much, but you get the picture. But and I don't really take issue with Dragon Ball Z comparatively, because even though I think it's not the coolest thing, or it's not the most necessary thing for them to have gone to the whole godly route, all right, even though I didn't like that, I think it's just kind of like a cheap thing. It was probably like out of pride. That's the best thing to say. I think Akira Toriyama, I think he hated having his character Goku, who was a very good character prior to the newest Dragon Ball media that came out, Dragon Ball Super, and anything after that. I think he got proud because everyone kept on comparing him to Goku, to Superman, to Superman, saying, "Oh, Goku would win. Oh, Superman would win this, that, and third." And I think he basically wanted to make Goku into this god thing officially, so that he would say, "Oh, yeah, my character is godly. He's universal. He can do this, that, and third, and whatever." When the thing is that the thing that they wanted to make, the thing that they make with Superman, is that there's many different variations of Superman, and a lot of these Supermans are like just cheaters, and it's just like a stupid concept. And the reason why I'm going through all this is because when it comes to Esau, the real reason behind this is because Esau is really trying to push out and say that he basically wants to be all of these characters that he makes. Like, you know about Captain America, you know about Thanos and the Infinity Gauntlet, but if you know, in the comics, they made all these other characters that are way more stronger than Thanos with his Infinity Gauntlet, stronger than Scarlet Witch after all that bullshit that she was doing, killing people, stronger than Hulk comics Hulk, because Marvel movie Hulk was weaker, substantially weaker. All right, and in actuality, it's just like Esau really acknowledges all the limits that's placed on him. Job chapter 14 verse 5, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. And this is the thing where Esau acknowledges the limits, and so he makes these medias like the Marvel, DC universe and stuff like that in order to kind of like make it so that, oh, this is something that I wish that this is something that he wishes that he could do and stuff like that, when in actuality, you know, the funny thing is, the irony of it all is that we, the prophets of YAHAWAH, we will be able to do greater things that are greater than that. We're not going to be limited to our imagination, because the Lord's going to give us power beyond that. And that's the thing. The reason why I say this, okay, let's get this. Not this. No. No. Here, 1 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 9, but as it is written, eye hath not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of men the things which Yahweh hath prepared for them that love him. Okay, you will not understand, you will not be able to visualize or comprehend the power that the Lord has waiting for us, the amazingness, the spectacular, I don't know, the amazement of the things that's waiting for us. The rewards, and then the power. All right, like it's just going to be unbelievable. Okay, I literally cannot even explain it to you. All I can say is that it is something that's unperceivable to us. All right, it's something that's unperceivable. That's something that we can't even comprehend, and that's just how amazing. Because the thing, it says, I have not seen, nor ear hath heard, neither had entered into the heart of men, which the heart of men is in reference to the mind. Your mind has not ever perceived or imagined something as amazing as what the Lord has waiting for us. That is an example of it. Even though a lot of these Marvel and DC comics are inspired by what's it called, the Bible. Like Galactus is inspired by the Most High, but you know, it's like an insult to the Lord, an insult to our Lord Yahweh. All right, so that's basically an example of it, but it's in a bad way. It's in a mocking type of way where, you know, they're trying to go against him, and you know, like that's where that's where there's judgment that needs to be that's going to be coming. Slacky, the judgment that the Lord's going to handle these people for this stuff. Okay, they're not gonna basically get away with it. And also, you know, Lucifer, Morningstar, that's I think a DC character. I'm pretty sure a DC character. All right, where, you know, they're trying to put these characters in, the bad side of the Bible, like the devil and stuff like that. They're trying to put them in good lights and stuff like that. Whereas they insult the Lord, and that's why a lot of these don't really make it into the on the big screen, because, you know, there's so many Christians out there that would probably, you know, take offense to that. All right, that's why it's really more on the niche side of things in terms of like comics and stuff like that, where they let some of these things. Because there was that, I don't know, I forgot, that Constantine movie, DC movie or whatever, where they were talking about the whole devils and stuff like that. Like there is that stuff, but yeah, you basically get it. All right, where they constantly try to disrespect the Lord and exalt their demonic counterpart, or their demon fathers, which is the spiritual demon Satan. All right, so yeah, this is how, like, there's such a big divide, and how in general Marvel and DC, they are, you know, they are still, you know, the imagination of what Esau wishes was capable in his thing. Because the thing is that I don't know any of the actual stories involving like these different characters because I don't watch it because I don't want to watch it. But you know, I'll just say for Galactus, for example, has Galactus ever lost? Has Galactus been defeated? Yes, Galactus has been defeated. So yeah, this character of that's supposed to be representative of the Most High God. All right, they defeated him, and it's always in a sense of like trying to make this insultive way of trying to say, oh, we are able to beat Yahweh, the Most High Yahweh, when in actuality that's not the case. And again, they make these medias because they know that they won't ever do it in real life. Okay, even as much as they try, as much as they prep and whatnot, they can't do it. They can't do anything against the Lord. Okay, and let's read this again. Job 14 verse 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. That was appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. He can never go against YAHAWASHI, no matter how much he tries. Suck it with that space force that suck it with that space force that Donald Trump was trying to say he wanted to do. Like, no, that's impossible. All right, it's not possible. He's incapable of doing it. But yet he wanted to make this stuff with Galactus or what's the name? What's that dude's name? Fuck. Stan Lee said that Galactus was supposed to be that, and I'm gonna stop saying that because you basically you understand, okay? Where they're just trying to insult the Lord and say that Galactus is just some world eater or whatever. All right, like it's just not. It's just disrespectful. All right. Trying to push out his own agenda, trying to push out his own thing, and you know this is the type of stuff that really is just like I don't know, whatever. But let's continue on. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 16. For which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, works for us a far more exceeding eternal weight of glory, while we look at the things. While we look not at the things which are seen, but the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. You know, this is another thing where our light affliction is but for a moment. Now, another thing to understand is that the hardships that we're going through now is being referred to as a light affliction, and in comparison to the blessing that the Lord is going to give us in the kingdom. And the thing about that is it's going to be it's once again like you can't fathom, you can't imagine just how much more better it's going to be, where you're going to be overtaken. All right, you're going to be overtaken with love, with wealth, with blessings from YAHAWASHI. Like it's going to be too much for you. Like that, it's literally going to be. It's kind of like what's it called? That's a good thing. I don't know. Like I really can't even think that. That's an example of it. Like I can't even think of a parallel to describe it. For like you're gonna be given more money than you will ever need, more houses, more any of the resources that you actually need and want. More you will get all that and more than you will ever need in your life. And it's not just you, it's all of us, each and every single individual one of us. All right, you got a kid right now, okay? That kid's gonna get, let's say you have a baby, that baby's gonna get freaking a mansion before he turns freaking 2. All right, you have your own mansion and your kid will have a mansion of his own. Like that's the type of thing where it's that's just a parable. That's a metaphor of the actual blessing, where a mansion. I say a mansion when I say a mansion, I mean like a mansion to signify something that is more than you could ever need. Because most nuclear family, no nuclear family needs a mansion. In mansions more like real in practical use utility. A mansion would be like for an extended family, not a what's it called? Not a nuclear family. All right, or even a single person, which Esau does that. All right, damn, that's crazy. Anyway, continuing on. 1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 25, because the foolishness of Yahweh is wiser than men, and the weakness of Yahweh is stronger than men. Okay, that's the thing where the Lord at his lowest, at his weakest, at his dumbest, he is still smarter, wiser, better, stronger than Esau, Edom at his peak. Okay, Esau at his peak cannot do anything to the Lord, and you got Esau that always wants to try stuff and do stuff that goes against the Lord, and tries to, oh yeah, let's make these lasers, let's make these spaceships, let's go out in space and stuff like that, and all these different things where you have all these different medias that are attempting to portray something amazing, portray something that is that's out of the realm of actual conceptibility, where people actually make stuff, all right, like a conscious AI that can basically do whatever, all right, that's capable of regular thought and stuff like that. Well, there are AIs that can do that type of stuff, but you get the point. Basically going beyond that and stuff like that, like a Brainiac, for example. Like Brainiac, if he has just a small piece of code, he can rebuild himself and do all that stuff, which he can build a robot, he can build a body, he can build all this crap and all this things that's like galactic and stuff like that, all right, which that's impossible to do. But you get the point I'm trying to illustrate. Ezekiel chapter 35 verse 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. So that's another thing where they have a perpetual hatred for us, because of our affiliation, because of our association with YAHAWASHI. So because of that association, they want the blessings, they want all the stuff, they want to be on the top, but they can't, okay, because that's not what the Lord set in place. All right, so they're going to, again, they know that their days are numbered. They know, as we read in Job chapter 14 verse 5, where they know that their days are numbered. They know that there's going to come a time when they're not going to be ruling. All right. So now Isaiah chapter 5 verse 20, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Okay, so that's another thing where there is judgment. There is great judgment to fall upon them for putting these wicked characters, these Lucifer, Morningstar, that's a DC character, and what's that other dude name? Galactus, Silver Surfer, and they're making them a complete ripoff. Like the good guys are the devil, and then the bad guys are YAHAWASHI. And you know what? Funnily enough, yes, YAHAWASHI is the bad guy to Esau, Edom, because of the judgment that the Lord is going to bring on him, the judgment and the destruction. So yes, in a way, the Lord is the bad guy to him. But the thing is that at the end of the day, they're not going to do anything about it, and because of their disrespect, they're going to have to answer to YAHAWASHI specifically for all that disrespect, or the hunters when the Lord gives us. All right, let me get hunters, fishers, hunter.
I'm gonna go to the lexicon. I went through this so many times. Sound doctrine. That's what it says.
Jeremiah chapter 16 verse 16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. Okay, so the Lord's going to turn fishers into hunters, okay, and he's going to send the hunters to go after the enemies of the Lord Yahawadah. All right, so with that, actually, let's get this first. Obadiah chapter 1 verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as an eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. And that's another thing. It shows dwells in the clefts of the rock, but yet over here it says in Jeremiah 16:16, they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. So once again goes back into these caves. All right, it's very clearly talking about the the Edomites, because the Edomites are the ones that were in the Caucasus Mountains. All right, which is cave dwellers and stuff like that, and then by extension the Europeans and Edomites in general. So yeah, that's what they have looking forward to, the hunters from the YAHAWASHI, when we get the spiritual power. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I'm going to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, BaHashem, YAHAWASHI, BaHashem, Rakak, Wadash, the elders and apostles, great millstone of Bob Ball, and Shalom.